My name is Abby Cronin. Today I'm going to talk about how social media affects the mental health of college athletes. This is an important issue because while sports can bring joy, opportunity, and success, the combination of performance pressure and social media can create anxiety, stress, and harmful comparisons. Being a college athlete comes with unique challenges. For many student athletes, sports aren't just something they do, it's a huge part of their identity. Every practice, game, and performance can feel like it defines their worth. On top of that, balancing academics, training, and a personal life is already a lot to handle. First, let's look at the performance pressure college athletes already face. In Commonwealth's time, journalist Hayden Braun explained how the daily demands of academics, training, and competition can create overwhelming stress. She shares stories from athletes who feel like they can never escape the weight of expectations. Whether it's trying to maintain a scholarship, perform well in front of a crowd, or meet their own personal standards, the pressure can feel constant. Even before social media enters the picture, the stress is already intense and emotionally draining. But when we add social media, the stress multiplies. Today, athletes aren't just watched during their game, they're watched all the time. Their wins and mistakes are often posted, shared, and discussed publicly. A recent story on ESPN highlighted Nebraska volleyball player Harper Murray, who faced an offseason of legal trouble and harsh criticism online. According to ESPN, Murray admitted that the hate she received online took a major toll on her confidence and well-being. Her story shows how quickly athletes can become targets and how damaging that can be to their mental health. Instead of being able to recover in private, their struggles often play out in front of thousands of strangers. Not only are there personal stories, but there's also research that supports what these athletes are experiencing. An article in the Journal of Intercollegiate Athletics by Schmidt and Thompson found that frequent use of social media among college athletes is strongly linked to higher levels of anxiety and depression. The constant need to appear perfect online, this highlight reel culture makes it easy for college athletes to compare themselves to others. It makes them feel like they are not good enough and creates stress of maintaining a good image. These findings prove that it's not just a few isolated experiences. It's widespread and is a growing issue among college athletes. Other studies from the National Library of Medicine look specifically at sports anxiety and happiness among college athletes. The research discovered that athletes who reported higher levels of performance anxiety also reported significantly lower levels of happiness. This means that the more pressure athletes feel, often made worse by social media, the less likely they are to feel satisfied. When something that once brought them joy starts creating stress, it can create a long-lasting impact. Unfortunately, in some cases, the pressure can become too much and have tragic outcomes. ESPN reported in 2025 on the life of Katie Mayer, a Stanford soccer player whose death by suicide in 2022 sparked nationwide conversation about athlete mental health. It's a heartbreak. Her story is heartbreaking, but it also forced people to face the reality of what many athletes are going through in silence. The combination of sports pressure and harsh public criticism can create devastating consequences, not just emotional, but sometimes fatally. Now, I should also note that the effects of social media are not always negative. Some athletes do find support, encouragement, and motivation from their online presence. For some, social media can be a way to connect with teammates, family, and fans to build a platform for their future. But overall, the evidence shows that constant exposure to expectation created by social media can create harm for athletes' mental health. To sum it up, being a college athlete is already demanding, and when you add the spotlight of social media, athletes can face even greater challenges. Pressure to perform, anxiety about mistakes, and harmful comparisons can create devastating outcomes. We've heard stories from athletes themselves like Harper Murray. We've seen tragic examples like Katie Mayer, and we've looked at solid research from the Journal of Intercollegiate Athletics and the National Library of Medicine, confirming just how serious these effects are. The purpose of this speech was to inform you about the negative effects social media can have on college athletes' mental health. I hope after hearing this, you'll better understand what athletes are going through and recognize that the importance of supporting their mental health and not just their physical performance. Behind every jersey and highlight in every game is a real person who might be struggling more than anyone realizes. Thank you.